Hey Internet, Eric here. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, or done a video in general, but I'm back, and I happen to be back on Slashback Saturday. I've mentioned Slashback Saturday 3 or 4 times now, so I'm not really going to get into it, but if you do wonder what it is, go to the Horrorman's YouTube channel, and it'll be explained. Um, Today's theme, he basically gave us the power to review whatever we wanted in the slasher genre, as long as it was something that we hadn't seen and we've been really wanting to see it. And I was going to review this earlier, but I waited and I thought this will be the perfect time for me to discuss Child's Play 2019. You know, the remake. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. And granted, this has only been out a week, I believe, so I'm going to try to keep it as free of major spoilers as possible. There might be one thing I have to discuss. Basic plot is and young Andy Barclay gets a Buddi doll. A Buddi doll is like an animatronic robot, basically like a smartphone for type of robot. And they develop a friendship, and eventually the doll malfunctions and starts killing people. It's like the original, but they get rid of the voodoo curse and they throw in, a malfunctioning AI. I when this was first announced as a reboot, I was kind of indifferent. I didn't care. I didn't hate it because there are a lot of remakes that I really like, in the horror genre. And then when I saw the trailer, I'm like, this could be a lot of fun. And then I saw some more clips, and I'm like, this could really be a lot of fun. The possibilities could be really good. And I sat down, and I watched this, and when the movie was over, that's exactly what it was. It was a lot of fun. And I'll get into it. First off, we'll get with the characters. I don't know, other than Aubrey Plaza, and other than the voice of Mark Hamill, I don't really know the actors' names. But we'll get into it. The kid who played Andy, I really, really liked him a lot. I liked him better than Alex Vincent from the original. Funny when he needed to be funny. Scared when he needed to be scared. Because his mom is Aubrey Plaza. I believe their dad is dead. At least that's what they insinuate. So she's got a new boyfriend, and of course he dislikes the boyfriend. You believe that it's not fake. He's got a good, I think, chemistry with the doll, which I'll get into. He's got a good chemistry with Aubrey Plaza. I really like this kid. One of my favorite scenes in this movie, and it got a lot of chuckles out of me, is like the montage of when Chucky, the AI doll, learns through watching your everyday routine. It learns through, visual aids. And it's trying to learn Andy's daily routine. So there's a scene where he's trying to hey, Andy's going to school. Hey, you forgot your math book. And he's handing him a toilet paper roll. And he says, no more math. The kid says, no more math books. And you see like a bunch of random shit on the floor. Or the scene where Andy's trying to go to bed, and Chucky's just really annoying him with all the catchphrases and singing the Buddi doll song. And just, this kid who plays Andy does a really good job of working the comedy. I liked this kid a lot. Aubrey Plaza, she's nice to look at. She doesn't really add anything to this film. She has a couple funny lines. Like another funny scene that I thought worked was when the customer brought back the malfunctioning Buddi doll, and she does her little Parks and Rec routine, I guess. And it worked because, at least it worked for me, because I worked with the public before. I know how you gotta say the right thing or else it could cost you your job. So I really like that scene. Other than that, she does okay as the mom. Nothing special. Guy who plays Detective Mike. Again, he's funny as hell. He's really good at, the sarcastic quips. I like his relationship with his mom. He goes there like every Friday to have dinner with her. Makes him more personable. I like his relationship with Andy. He can care for the kid. And then at the end, when he thinks Andy is responsible for some of this, he doesn't give a shit. He's doing his job. He's throwing Andy on the ground. He's handcuffing him, stuff like that. So really good. I liked him a lot. And again, he was funny. There's a lot of comedy in this film, and I think a lot of it works for the most part. Um, and then we'll say Mark Hamill. Um, did knock it out of the park. No, I think a lot of people were expecting the Joker because Brad Dourif has that laugh, and of course Mark Hamill does the voice of the Joker on the animated Batman animated series, and he has that laugh. Um, I liked what he did. He made it the Chucky voice very childlike, even when Chucky was trying to be menacing a lot of the times at the end. So, did he hit it out of the park? Is it a fantastic performance? No, but I liked it. So, um, other than that, the characters were just characters. They did what they had to do. You had the boyfriend, Aubrey Plaza's boyfriend, who ended up being a cheating asshole because he had this whole side family on the side. He did what he had to do. He was a jerk to Andy, scumbag. And the only character I really didn't like was Andy's new to the town, so he makes friends with a girl and the chubby kid who tries to be funny. I didn't really like the chubby kid, but those are like the standard, kids in a group. I thought his jokes were lame. But overall, I like all the actors. The gore is really good. There's some really, and it's not, well, some of it's over the top. I'll get to that. It's really good. We get some broken legs in a really wincing scene. Lots of stabbings. We get, a table saw used. We get, let's just say, someone's face ripped off, which I thought was great. So the gore is really good. I was really, really pleased with it. Soundtrack, music, score. I didn't think it was very memorable, but I didn't think it was bad. So it just didn't really leave an impression with me, I think. Well, you know what? No. In the very beginning, when we see Chucky being made in a sweatshop, which is fantastic. How this wonderful technology is being made in an Asian sweatshop. I love that idea. It did have that creepy vibe, that feel from the original Child's Play movie in this scene. When you see the factory workers doing what they're doing, and then you see the one, I'll get to that scene, the worker who makes Chucky, I guess. That's the only memorable bit of score that I liked. The rest, if it was anything good, I didn't pick up on it. All right. Here's the thing I'm going to discuss now. How Chucky turned evil. Because everyone knows he's malfunctioning artificial intelligence. They got rid of the whole Charles Lee Ray voodoo stuff. I didn't hate it. And this is the part this is the only minor spoiler I'm going to say in this film. Disgruntled, one of the sweatshop workers is being browbeaten and yelled at by his supervisor. Okay, he's already having a bad fucking day. So what does he do when they're making all the the Buddi dolls? He takes off all the safety protocols, like the language barrier, the violence protector, inhibitor, whatever you want to call it. And there's no safety protocol on this at all. So, and then he packages them up, and then he gets shipped out, and then he falls off a roof. Unnecessary. We didn't really need to see his death, but it was like the first jump scare you needed, I guess. And it was an homage to the original one when the babysitter falls out of the window onto a car. But I don't know. I enjoyed their way of making this seem this is how Chucky became bad, but I just couldn't help but think of that episode of The Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horror, with the killer Chucky doll, or the killer Krusty doll, and the maintenance man comes in, he's like, "Ooh, someone set this doll to evil," and flips the switch. So, yeah, I guess. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I mentioned Andy's relationship with Chucky. At first, I really liked it because, again, this kid who plays Andy does really good with the comedy. Aubrey Plaza, in another funny scene, gets the Chucky doll, when she kind of forces her supervisor to give it to her in a scene I don't want to ruin, but it worked. She gives the doll to Andy, thinking it'll be a good present. He's like, "This is for this is for babies, type of thing. He really doesn't want it. It's malfunctioning. It won't work with like the smartphone one or whatever. So they both do a good job of Andy. Wow, this is a piece of shit toy. Aubrey in the background, like, oh, I tried my best to give this to you, type of thing. Because, they're in a new place and Andy has made no friends, blah, blah, blah. So that's a funny scene. But eventually, Andy warms up to Chucky. He's like, you know what, I got nothing better to do. I'm going to make this doll my friend, or what have you. And Chucky starts being his pal. Like, he's got no friends, so he's going to hang out with this fucking doll. I liked how Mark Hamill, through the childlike voice, made it seem like Chucky really wanted to be Andy's friend. A lot of people think that might think that's cheesy, but I thought it worked. They did a good job of like Chucky's that little kid, that little annoying kid who gets everything wrong, but he still tries his hardest to be your friend, to be your buddy, with pun intended or whatever. And I really enjoyed that. Andy eventually warmed up to him. They're playing chess together. And then they do a real good job of making Chucky overly protective of Andy by what he's seen. The cat scratches Andy. And Andy calls it, a stupid cat. And I think out of anger, he says something, I wish something bad would happen to it. And he comes back and Chucky's strangling the cat. And so Chucky's taking this protective role. And then eventually something bad happens to the cat. And in a creepy... One of my favorite scenes is so creepy. Is like Andy's sleeping and he knows what Chucky's done. And then Chucky's really starting to malfunction. And then Chucky has this option to record audio and play it back. He's playing the cat meowing and screeching while Andy's trying to sleep. I love that scene. But I also love, there's so much of this that I really enjoy. Chucky learning what to do through other people's motions. He's watching Andy make a sandwich with a knife. And Andy cuts the sandwich and then in the cutting board puts the knife down. Walks away like it's nothing. Chucky looking. He sees the knife and he's just doing this motion here. So he's learning how to do that. I love how inadvertently Andy's teaching Chucky how to be violent. There's a scene where Andy and his friends are watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And Chucky, through his fucked up AI, sees how much fun they're having watching the violence. And then he goes on from there. There is even a funny nod to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 later on, which I think is a very ongoing joke where Andy has to fix. I'll leave it at that. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And I love the end when everything's going crazy in the toy store. All the chaos. Chucky's taking control over all of the Buddi AI, because they're in the cloud. He can control everything in the cloud, and he makes all this chaos happen. It was fun chaos for this movie. Now, some problems I had. I didn't like the AI car. That whole scene. I'll leave it at that. I thought that was a bit too much. I didn't really care for that at all. And then at the end, when Chucky finally went batshit, it felt kind of out of place because of how sympathetic and they wanted Chucky to be in the beginning, and he just did a 180 like that. And I just thought, now he's mocking Andy and he's taunting Andy. He's doing the whole, if I can't be your friend, no one can thing. But I'm just like, it was just too much too soon, I think. Maybe it's because this movie is pretty damn fast paced. I think it's just under 90 minutes, and it doesn't drag, in my opinion. The way Chucky looked. At first I thought he looked really weird. And I didn't know if it was going to work. Until I saw it in action. There's a funny scene where, Andy has already thought he can use Chucky to his advantage. And they're going to tease... I don't know if they're going to tease the neighbor. No, they're going to tease the boyfriend. And he's trying to teach Chucky how to do a scary face. And Chucky's, fucking up the smile in the eyes and stuff. I'm like, that really works. That works. So I like that. And then later on, there is a character, the maintenance man in the complex, who could be Jack Black's doppelganger. He's a creepy guy. He's putting cameras in everybody's rooms, like he's spying on Aubrey Plaza in the shower. Not to spoil this too much, eventually he comes across Chucky. He wants to rebuild him and fix him and sell him on eBay. When he's taking Chucky apart to fix him, they do a really good job with the face on the Chucky doll to make him look scared. This guy's taking Chucky apart. Chucky doesn't know what's going on. He wants Andy to protect him, type of thing. I really liked the use. So overall, man, and I'm glad to see that word of mouth is finally working. I'm seeing a lot more people enjoy it. It's made, I think last time I checked, 21 mil. So I'm happy to see that. Child's Play 2019 remake. I had a lot of fun. So happy I saw it. And sure, it made the mistake of going up against Toy Story 4, but the marketing with this film has been fantastic. Just Google Child's Play marketing, and they're also going after Annabelle now. So overall, I'm really, really happy, really pleased with the Child's Play 2019 remake. It had some nods to the original, but it also made it its own, which is what a remake should do. So I really, really think this was a good addition to the series. I know a lot of people say it shouldn't have been made because, and it is weird because Mancini's still doing his stuff, but we don't know when his fucking TV show's coming out anyway, so at least we got another Chucky movie in theaters. But now it is going to be really weird. Have you ever seen Child's Play? Well, which one? And what if there is a sequel to this? Child's Play 2. Well, which one? It's just like now we have 3 Halloween movies with Laurie Strode. That aside, highly recommend Child's Play 2019. I had a lot of fun. It's like Leprechaun Returns. It's just a lot of fun. I literally laughed out loud in quite a few scenes. The gore was great. The main characters, I love their performances, especially the kid who played Andy and the guy who plays Detective Mike. Hamill did fine. I love there's actually heart to this, if you look at it that way, between Andy and Chucky in the beginning. I like that. I like the way they used the animatronics after I got used to it. Yeah, I can't praise it anymore. So glad Horror Man chose Free Choice, as long as you haven't seen it, for this week, because I've been dying to talk about that one. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, share, click the bell, all that shit. Comment below, tell me what you thought. I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm now, as of this, at 635. When I get to the magical number of 666, I will be having a giveaway contest. It's basically just going to be stuff in my garage that I need to get rid of. Most of it will be movie related. I think I'll have some figurines, some DVDs, some VHSs thrown in there, a little bit of everything, some CDs. Just get out of the way. But in the end, I'll say cheers, and this is for Tupac.